Defense made a motion for a mistrial. Prosecutor was up to some fuckery. Potentially damaging evidence, no basis for it. The judge specifically said, do not ask that question. Do not use that as evidence. She walked right down the path and asked the question. It may be over on Tuesday morning. Batman Bruce Wayne bitch snitch. Gerald Brooks, your constitution does not apply to me because I'm a sovereign citizen, a traveler on the land, I'm the Moorian Empire or whatever, bitch snitch. Because they're so fucking absurd. If you want to be a sovereign citizen, just do yourself a favor first. Go to YouTube here and bitch get every sovereign citizen that's ever been before. Find me one that won. God dang, you're right. Don't go down this. It's not the path. Don't have time for stupidity. Some clever dick on the internet didn't find the great loophole in all of the world's law. Bitch snitch. God dang, you're right. God dang, you're right. Traveler on the land. God dang, you're right. Moorish Empire. Traveler on the land. Bitch snitch. Moorish Empire. God dang, you're right. Traveler on the land. Bitch snitch. The late evening U.S. people.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whoever you're doing it with, however good it feels, however many times you're going to do it, and why you're doing it in the first place. I don't care. I'm just glad you're doing it here with me. Legal Vices on this little old show we like to call Legal Vices. Today, we're going back into the swamp, but this is the swamp in Ohio. Sometimes you just got to bring the swamp to Ohio with you. We're going into the turtle trap. The tortoise something that I just can't think of right off the top of my head. Something witty about tortoises. Insert your own tortoise joke here. All right, that's what we're gonna do. John Cook is in court today. That's what we're gonna look at. We did Lynette's court appearance last week. We're gonna be doing John's today. How are we all doing? It's that time of day. Let's see what we got going on here. Island says, I'm going to try to hang in until we move on from this Hales thing, but Jeremy issuing false copyright claims to control the narrative is particularly antithetical. Well, that's not what we're going to be talking about, Island. I love you to death, and you know that, but we're not talking about this. But people are free to come and go as they choose. They're free to choose what they choose to do. But that's definitely the one thing we're not going to be talking about today, because this isn't contrary to popular belief. This is not about the Hales. These streams are not about the Hales. They're about the administration of justice with a little bit of humor and levity involved. It's not about the Hales. It's not about supporting the Hales. It's not about that. It's about the fair and honest administration of justice. Holding judges accountable, holding lawyers accountable for their actions in court, and also just a little bit of fun because, everybody made fun of the Beverly Hillbillies. So, it's a little bit of levity involved. The levity just came naturally. The whole idea going into this was looking at the judge and critiquing the judge and everybody involved. And that's what we're doing. Tortoise trenches. We need tortoise trenches. So yeah, that's what we're here for today. We don't get, well, speaking of things we don't get into Aussie. Hi, how you doing, Hayden?
Oh, look, a little irritated. I just found out that when I'm streaming not through StreamYard, it's cutting the last 5 to 10 minutes off my streams.
Oh.
Yeah. Not happy with Rumble right at the second. That's why my camera's off.
Oh. Well, that makes me sad.
But all good. I'll try and work it out in the settings. But I'm just leaving Streamlabs open for the moment while I do some stuff. So I've got to have the camera off. But you'll all see my lovely face in maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Well, that's okay. That's good. We can wait. Anticipation. It's making us wait. So, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing the whole thing of slowly getting back into the late night streaming, and I think doing the hour of an evening and then the hour and a half of a morning my time, I think it's going to work okay.
Well, good. That's decent. We're
Bloody
glad you're on. Yeah, we're glad you're on a semi-normal time frame again. Welcome back to an hour in the future. Are we ready for some more of this?
Yes, let's get stuck into it.
Yeah,
how many super chats to unlock the Hayden?
Yeah. That's our $200 punishment. We have to unleash Hayden. It'll be interesting to see what happens to me here tonight. I was as some folks south of the equator like to say, a bee's dick away from not doing a stream tonight.
Was it that rough, was it?
No, we had a forced office dinner after work. One of that goes, yay, forced fun. We had to go to dinner at a Chinese restaurant, and the Chinese alcohol was flowing, the baijiu. And if anybody has ever had baijiu, you know how it's, if you know, and if you haven't actually tasted baijiu, go out, take a good little, like a shot glass full of gasoline and pour a little bit of orange scented cologne into it. And that kind of gives you the idea. And so this was what we stopped an hour and 15 minutes ago, and I already just have a banging headache. I've got a banging hangover already. Baijiu, the devil's juice. But I'm doing it for you guys. I'm doing it for you. Yeah.
There you go, people. Send him a shot and see if he can make his hangover go away.
Oh yeah. No, I've actually got good whiskey. It's like one of those things where I've got good whiskey, so I literally have to drink myself drunk to get rid of the taste, and B, the baijiu hangover. Baijiu is like from Satan's nutsack. Ugh.
Thank you for that imagery.
Yeah. It's just telling you. But anywho, that's where we are. That's what we're doing. So, man, I mean, baijiu is not good stuff. So Manischewitz, no. Whereas Manischewitz is what, about 13% alcohol. Baijiu sort of starts somewhere around 50%. So imagine like 50% alcohol flavored gasoline, and then drink a lot of it. Oh, I actually have a bottle of baijiu that I've had. God, I've been in this house. How long have I been in this house? I've been here like 7 years. So 9 years. I got it for my birthday 9 years ago, and there's about this much gone out of it. They tell me it was a $400 bottle that someone gave me for my birthday. Don't have any idea why. Well, it apparently came from the oldest licensed baijiu maker in China, but about once every 2 years, I'll open it and like have a sip, because I just think it can't really be as bad as I remember, and then it is. That's just Scotch.
Much like everything else out of their manufacturing, it's a cheap knockoff that just makes you hate yourself.
It's not a knockoff, but basically you're right. I mean, but it's not really it's just different. It's just different. Is it as bad as inhaling the exhaust directly from your car's exhaust? But I would do that 10 times a day before I take. Anywho, this isn't the baijiu stream. Just thought I'd explain, if you're like wondering why my eyes are relatively closed, just because it feels like people are just pounding me in the head with a hammer on both temples right now. So because blood alcohol content is running dangerously low. So we'll have to fix that. I hope you had a more productive evening than I did.
Look, yes and no. I had a day basically just working through some stuff. For those of you that missed the show this morning, we looked at the Tickle versus Giggle case, which was in the federal court today. You wouldn't think it, but trans guy versus all female app, and it's literally.
I'm sorry I asked this question.
Basically, the federal court here in Australia has to determine literally the answer to the question, "What is a woman?" So,
all right.
And after that, it was literally just work, looking after the munchkin because she's on school holidays. She's going to her grandparents tomorrow. Yes.
I mean, have fun, dear. We'll miss you.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm going to miss her like the Dickens, but
yeah,
she's been under my feet for the last week and a half. I feel like work for the firm is like ground to a halt. I get an hour here or there where I can stream, but everyone else now realizes exactly why I spend so much time with her on camera, because it's difficult to avoid.
I hear you there. Glad mine's 23 years old. Well, all right. We've got 466 people here. That means it's go time. We got 199 likes. A little more than half of you haven't done your job. So get down there and smash that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. If you have, double check to make sure you are still subscribed, because YouTube is asshole and they just unsubscribe you sometimes for no reason whatsoever. And then make sure you take our like and subscribe poll. Today's pretty simple. Again, I've watched probably 10 minutes of John's testimony. And I don't know how it goes. Some of you do. The big question is, oh my Lord, is who does a better job in court, Lynette, John, or the tortoises? So far, the tortoises have 91% of the vote.
I voted for the tortoises.
I was hoping it would be John. So yeah. See, Buddha Berries knows all about the Baiju. She comes from Baiju people.
That's a racist slur.
She's a Baiju person. It may be a slur, but it's not racist. She's a Baiju person. Rumor has it they actually enjoy it. I just can't. So I think we need
one of those things where if it's, I mean, is that full on like 1984 Victory brand stuff? Like that's just what you're used to, so you don't.
You know the Korean whiskey I brought you?
Yeah.
Not even freaking, dude. You're just different animals. Imagine if that tasted really bad. I mean, really.
Imagine if that tasted bad.
Yeah.
I still have nightmares about the taste of that stuff.
See, Ozzy Just Jen says, yeah, I know, it's like that's lighter fuel. Exactly. Like just take like a Zippo and like snort that while drinking gasoline with a little bit of orange juice in it. And that's about as close as I can come. Is close enough.
I'm confused about the orange juice. Like, is the orange juice, is it fermented so that it's
no, it has like some sort of like orange oil or some sort of orangey essence that gets in there during the distillation process. There's not actually orange juice in it.
Aren't you glad it just has alcohol in it?
Yeah. See, that's why I said like orange scented perfume, because it's just like that weird oily chemical. Anyway, enough about Baiju. Don't need 3 billion people on Earth angry at me. Baiju is good, and I've also put up this. What should my $300 tier be? Because the doggo cam is the 100, the horrible Korean whiskey is the 200, and the 300 is open. It's the Q&A session. I don't know what the answers are so far. What are the answers? We've got a few answers so far. Sing a sea shanty, treat for the doggos, feet cam, switch hats. Hello, everybody. And it should be having to listen to Andy Williams' Christmas album. Hey, I've got that on my record shelf, so curb your tongue. Curb your tongue, knave. All right. Well, Brian S. says Baiju or Malort, which is worse. Oh, Baiju is way worse than Malort. Way worse. Way worse. Not even close. All right. And the last comment to read here, Brian S. That's one I just read. So thank you so much for being a member for 3 months. But Fire and Ice says, sounds like the $300 punishment has been discovered. No. I swear to God, one shot of Baiju is not worth $300. No. Maybe
So
400. Maybe 400.
Actually, just while we've got Brian there, I just want to let everybody remind everybody. Coming up, I do have an episode of You Laugh, You Lose. I have given Brian S. himself there and Mighty Mate carte blanche to write and bring up the most horrifying jokes that they can think of. Each time I laugh at one, I'm drinking increasingly successively more hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
All right, that should be fun. When is this happening?
Haven't set a date yet, but I'm just letting people know.
Okay. Here's our cast of characters for today. This is our cast of characters for the day. So tis what it is. We've got John Cook there on the right. I still liked it when he had the tortoise on the stick. Well, the sea turtle on the stick. That was amusing. All right. Ladies and germs, we've bullshitted for 17 minutes. It's time to get into it. Go with God. Vaya con Dios. Let's go.
Object. I am not Miss Preston.
Last October 2023, we
little bit
filed
loud.
against John Crook and LIEnette for civil protection orders. They have constantly engaged in unprotected speech.
All right,
And
folks, let me know
considering
how the
website that they've
volume's
met on,
going.
they've engaged in more than just speech.
Aiden and
that
I
was
should be
unprotected.
slightly louder than than what's going on the video. Let me know how it goes.
2023-09-3594, Jeremy Hales versus John Cook. Present in the courtroom is the petitioner, Jeremy Hales, correct?
Correct.
And you are here with counsel Attorney Heller, correct?
Good. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Also present by video conference is the respondent, John Cook, correct?
Correct.
All right. And Mr. Cook, you understand why you are here and you're prepared to go forward with this hearing?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Very good.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
We're going to go forward. Mr. Heller, are you calling your client first as a witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to ask Mr. Hales if you'll raise your right hand, please. Do you swear?
I'm sorry, Jinver at 5 pounds. This new sidekick is useless at derailing the stream.
Oh, don't you worry. I can go full Megan Fox if you want me to, Kimber.
No, let's not. Let's not. I did invite
you.
I invited Hayden and Megan. So lucky for all of you, Megan has a doctor's appointment this morning, so she can't join. Otherwise, we'd never get through this. Love you, Megan. Okay. What have I done? Where have I put this? Here it is.
Or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalty of law.
I do.
I object.
Thank you. Mr. Heller, you may inquire.
All right, Jeremy, as before, state your name for the record, spell your last
Jeremy Hales, Hales.
name. And do you live in the state of Ohio?
Yes, I do.
We're here because you're seeking a protection order from Mr. John Cook, is that correct?
Correct.
And you've received millions of views online and generate support by doing that, is that correct?
Yes.
And do you believe Mr. Cook was one of the people who was viewing your contents?
Absolutely.
And can you talk about your first interaction that you ever had with Mr. Cook?
My first interaction.
Okay, so far so good. So far he's better than Lynette. He hasn't interrupted or objected to anything yet, so I'll give him credit for that. Credit where credit's due. He's sitting there as quiet as a tortoise. So let's see how long. Let's see if he continues. Let's see how long this continues, because I'm pretty sure that he talks.
Was when Mr. Cook and Miss Preston arrived in Otter Creek, Florida, where I own roughly 75 acres. And they shared with me that they purchased property right across the street from me. And I was invited over or asked to bring my tractor to remove a downed tree on a piece of property that wasn't even legally theirs. And so they had me trespassing on a piece of property without my even knowledge.
No.
And did the relationship between you and your neighbors help?
Absolutely.
Can you express to the court how that has happened?
Well, the neighbors moved to Otter Creek in an effort to try and get money from me. They have witnessed me give roughly well over $1 million on the YouTube platform, if not much more. And they latched on to a phrase that I typically would say as a joke in the videos, I love dodos. And
For the record, can you say that?
Why did you put the inflection on it? I love turtles.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, can you please repeat that?
as a joke in the videos, I love dodos.
Yes, we're from Congress.
And-
Honestly,
For the record, can you say that one more time and a little bit more clearly?
Well, yes, I love turtles. The way I said it the first time is the way that I usually state it.
And that's from a very popular YouTube video
Yes.
of a young boy.
Oh, that's where that comes from. You know, like the little kid in the Halloween costume with a black eye going, I love to. Oh, all right. Yet another piece of the puzzle clicks into place. Got it. Okay. Right. I just saw that he redid that in his current day. It was like a retro deal. I saw that. It was kind of funny. I got that. Okay. That's from that meme kid. Right. All right. Well, if nothing else happens today, we've resolved that lingering question in my brain. And I wonder if
that was a
if this-
question in your brain. Now I'm
yeah.
worried.
No, because he would like be always saying that. I'm like, they're not even turtles, they're tortoises. I just didn't, but now got it. Got it. All right, let's get back to Judge Judy.
In Halloween makeup, is that correct?
Yes, dressed up as a zombie, news
Got
interview,
it.
and the broadcast interviewer asked a question, and his only answer is, I love dodos.
And so, from a result of that,
Now it's funnier.
That was a common phrase you would say on your channel.
Yes, sir.
And then Mr. Cook and Mr. Preston moved in sometime shortly after.
Yes, and began what they claim is a turtle and tortoise rescue, and began to ask for funding and different physical in-kind items. And the only thing I ever gave was a leapster for a child that lives on the property.
A what?
But
A
I
leapster?
refused all requests.
It's a
and
children's
from
tablet,
there,
Skull's
things
gone.
went out of control.
Okay.
What was the first thing that kind of jumped to your attention as something that was out of control?
Well, they would post signs about different people all over Otter Creek, not only.
I object, Your Honor.
Okay.
All right. It took 3 minutes and 48 seconds.
got there.
About 3 minutes of which were actual testimony. All right. What is he objecting to?
The implication that they were the ones that put the signs up.
Well, he didn't get that far yet in his statement. Oh, all right, let's go. I said, let's go. Here we go. What? God damn it, go.
All over Otter Creek, not only.
I object, Your Honor.
Okay.
These signs were placed in Otter Creek, Florida, and not in the state of Ohio.
What's your point? His point is he just admitted that the signs were put up. These were. Oh my God.
Give him the benefit of the doubt. He said that the signs were placed in Florida. He didn't say that he placed them.
Yes, but he's admitting that they exist, which is the
I
first
know.
rocky road.
I'm trying to give him as much credit as I can, and it's going to go downhill very quickly.
He placed signs. No, they were placed in Florida, not Ohio. Oh no. Well, okay, we need to go back and hear the statement. Did he say that he placed or they placed, or what was the wording they used exactly?
I object, Your Honor.
Not yours.
From there, things went out of control.
What was the first thing that kind of jumped to your attention as something that was out of control?
Well, they would post signs.
Okay, they would post signs, meaning John and Lynette.
Yes.
No, they were posted in Florida, not Ohio. He just admitted to posting the damn things.
No, listen to his wording. He didn't admit that he posted them. He admitted that signs were posted in Florida. You got to be careful with the linguistics here.
Oh, I'm being very careful because he said he objected to saying they put them up. He said no, they were put up in Florida, not Ohio. Not somebody else put them up in a different state.
About
I absolutely hate having to
people
play
all
devil's
over
advocate here. I
Otter
really do.
Creek, not only.
I object, Your Honor.
Okay.
These signs were placed in Otter Creek, Florida, and not in the state of Ohio.
Okay, that objection is overruled. I will allow the testimony.
In other words, Crook admits that he knows all about the signs. This
Yes.
is guilt.
Yeah.
And if you thought LIEnette was dumb, Crook is going to prove in this video he's twice
No spoilers.
as dumb.
No spoilers.
LIEnette
No
will win.
spoilers.
Otter Creek. I'm now showing.
Spoiler. No spoiling. No spoiler. No. The statement was they, referring to Lynette and him, because that's who they're in court now to discuss and argue about the protective order. They put the signs up. They were put up in Florida, not Ohio.
I'm not actually disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to see how badly it would go for an actual lawyer representing him.
Very, and it just makes you look bad for wallowing down there in the turtle farm with them.
Yep.
Trying to bring rationality and reasonableness to this. Little B is a new member. Oh my God, someone signed up for a new membership in the midst of all this. Thank you so much for being the newest member of the clean and sober crew, Little B. Good to have you here. We're just
God, Little B, what are you thinking? Jesus, run.
Yeah, run straight to that bank and take out some more money in Super Chat. All right, let's continue. What do we got here? The new sidekick. We got that Super Chat. Never go full Megan, says Jennifer. Thank you so much for the £5. And Catherine posited the question: what do tortoises need to be rescued from? Malnutrition and mistreatment. If you look at like a lot of the tortoises that are on their farm, they've got like indented shells and like flat shells and things. That happens like from a lot of malnutrition and things. So apparently, before they got on the tortoise rescue scene, their previous owners had malnourished some of them. I'm sure some of them were injured, but yeah, you know.
Oh, that's horrible.
They're not the quickest of creatures, so you know, any disability, it makes it even worse. Well, desert tortoises don't really need to be rescued from heat that much. Anywho. Right. Let's, my husband. All right. This is just random. It's long, so I wanted to read it. My husband got us lost because he refused to use the GPS. Called him Dora the Explorer for a long time. Nice. And Stingy says, sent you Turtle Boy in DM to add for sound effects context. Okay. Thanks, Stingy. We'll get to that. All right. Thank you very, very much for the support. Right.
Telling you what I'm going to mark as plaintiff's exhibit A, and I'm going to place this on the overhead device.
The Elmo.
To see.
Rescued from the tortoise mills.
I have to adjust. There you go.
All right.
Mr. Cook, can you see that?
Yes, I can.
All right. Mr. Hale, do you recognize this photo?
Yes, I recognize the photo.
Is this a photo of you?
Yes.
And in this photo, there is a sign that says no Ohio's in Levy County.
Hold on one second, Mr. Heller.
Yes, for the no child arpists in Levy County is what the sign said. So the signs were calling Jeremy an arpist, an arpist of young people. So yeah, that's why you take exception to signs like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if it said something like Jeremy's a douche canoe, that's a different story. But if someone says something like that about me, that's the day that the Ents are going to war.
Over here to make sure that Mr. Cook can hear you clearly, as well as that our recording system is getting a good clear record of you as well. All right, thank you.
All right, Mr. Hales, this sign is a photo of you holding a sign that says no Ohio in Levy County. Stop Jeremy.
No Ohio.
Correct?
Yes.
No Ohio arpist. Okay. I think it said child. All right. Yeah, an Ohio arpist. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, that's not much better.
And the photo is you holding the sign.
Yes, sir. There's a total of 13 signs and writing on both front and back on all 13 signs in my hands.
And did these signs make you feel nervous for your safety?
Extremely.
Can you express to the court why that is?
Well, Mr. Cook has pointed a firearm at me previously as well. So
I object, Your Honor. That also it took place in the state
Oh
of
God, no!
Now he just needs to shut the hell up.
Oh no, John, my man, you can't be doing that. He pointed a firearm at me. No, that was over here. No, John. No, I pointed a gun at him somewhere else, Your Honor. That on the scale of things that help you, John, that is really, really near the bottom. Oh no! Hey, what's up, Jeremy? Jeremy in the house. Oh Lord! Like if I were to sit down and go, all right, client, in the whole grand scheme of things you could possibly say on the stand to make your life worse, the signs were posted in Florida, and I pointed the gun at him somewhere else would be right near the bottom.
Yeah, he literally could have said it
I like turtles.
and been better off. Like, oh God.
Oh no. And it only took 6 minutes to guarantee a protective order.
Then what the hell happened for the other 48 minutes?
I can't wait to find out. I cannot wait to find out. Oh no. All right. This is not good. All right, let's go.
That also it took place in the state of Florida, and the prosecuting attorney said Mr. Hales lied and altered his video.
Overruled.
Okay, yeah, all right. All right, again. See, there's two separate issues. He didn't say, no, I didn't do it, and Jeremy lied and edited the video. He said, no, this happened in a different place, and in a separate issue, this is what he alleges about the video. So it's not even close to being a denial that he did this. Oh, Lord.
I'll allow the testimony, Mr. Cook. You are welcome to object as you have been, and then the court will make its ruling. And then you'll be given an opportunity to cross-examine Mr. Hale on any testimony that he gives. So overruled, you may continue, please.
Oh, no. Oh, people are saying it gets better. Oh,
Now I'm
God.
going to show you
Yay.
what's being marked as plaintiff's exhibit B.
Megan.
Just catching up. I resent all of you. Hi, Megan. What the hell is the dumbest criminals on the planet? I've seen some to rival them in my 28 years at the bar, both bars, the bars and the bars. But they're ranked. They're in the points. They're up there in the running.
To be honest, during the stint where I was following around the prosecutor's office, there was the guy that showed up to court wearing the outfit that he was wearing in the CCTV footage, but this is still up there.
Oh, that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
One of the misdemeanor cases I got when I was in law school. In Utah, you can do what's called a third-year practice, where it's basically an internship where you can go to the public defender's office or the indigent civil office and just do an internship where you get to handle cases, like actually do all the court appearances and arguments and things under the I guess supervision of a licensed lawyer. And we had the body cam tape of little misdemeanor Joe, we'll call him, the officer rolling up going, "You got anything in the vehicle we should be aware of?" He said, "No, just the weed in the glove compartment."
Oh shit.
So yeah,
That'll do it.
That's not the dumbest one I've seen, but yeah, these John definitely ranks. He's ranking up there. He's not out of the points. Let's continue.
Your Honor, on that photo too, on those posts, I also object that I did not do that.
Okay, now he says.
And in the last court case, they absolutely said somebody else did that.
Did they really
And I
though?
appreciate that objection. It is overruled. I'll allow the questioning to continue, please.
Yeah, did they
Jeremy,
really
do
say
you
that?
recognize this exhibit?
Yes, I do.
Is this a screenshot that you took?
This is a screenshot that either I took or somebody sent to me.
And the name at the top is John Cook, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And can you read this post for the court?
From John Cook,
I also
admin.
object.
Hold on, overruled.
From John Cook, admin of this Facebook page, he states, I see the coward of Levy County and his of a wife are posting more lies, and his sheep believe it. God, they are stupid. Well, I guess it's time to put the signs back.
Hello, pot.
Wait, what?
All I got out of that was, hey, kettle, I'm a pot. You're black. They're like, just like the pot calling the kettle black there. And first of all, John, you don't go after, no matter how much you hate a dude, you don't go after his woman. You just don't. That's just a no-go. That makes everything worse. And what was it you wanted to hear again, Hayden?
No, it's literally like as you paused it, I think he's about to admit to something.
Well, it seems to be the trend. he seems to be admitting to some really bad stuff like every couple of minutes. So we're due. Just like the Yellowstone super volcano is ready to blow. It's overdue. We're ready for yet another.
All I can say is I'm damn glad we didn't turn this into a drinking game.
I object. Well, speaking of which, I need another drink. That Baiju is bad stuff. All right, let's go. It's so much better.
Hold on, overruled.
From John Cook, admin of this Facebook page, he states, I see the coward of Levy County and his of a wife are posting more lies, and his sheep believe it. God, they are stupid. Well, I guess it's time to put the signs back up. It'll be very interesting to read.
Oh, no, John.
There it's out the window. That is completely unambiguous.
Now go ahead and play devil's advocate there, counselor.
No way in hell. There would be an Aussie-shaped hole in the courtroom door. Fuck that shit, I'm out.
Let's hear your clever dick arguments for John's side of the story now. Put the sign. Those signs weren't posted in Ohio. They were posted in Florida, and it's about time we put them up again. All right, barrister boy, put on your little dusty white wig and argue your way out of that one. Let's go, rake. Come on.
I got nothing.
Come on, rake. Pull something out of your hat there, Rake. And if any of you haven't seen the one of the most amazing shows ever, Rake is a fantastic show. Have you seen Rake, Aiden?
Of course I've seen Rake.
Yeah. I just imagine that's what it's like.
At this point, you're reaching into the old bag of tricks and going, Your Honor, I'd like everything stricken on the basis of mental instability. Oh my God.
There's only one way. You just got to go full Lionel Hutz.
I move for a bad court thingy.
You mean a mistrial?
Yeah.
That's literally all you've got. This is so messed up.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
The Facebook page administered by John Cooks, and about time we put them signs back up again.
Wait. He peed on the mayor?
Excuse me?
Sharon Kovac. She says that he has no respect for anyone. He peed on Madam Mayor after she and her husband helped to get up from the shed floor when he fell. So he fell over and thanks the person that helps him stand up by pissing on them. Classic.
There's times when I really want to ask for clarification, and there's times when I really don't want to know any more about that. And this is one of those times. I am electing not to know anything else about that comment. Look, I'm having a bad enough day. I've got a Baiju hangover an hour and a half after drinking too much of it. And YouTube got his algorithm hard on for me today, just because I like looking at like horse and cattle hoof treatment and shoeing videos. That doesn't mean I want to look at videos of starving dogs, elephants with their trunks being ripped off.
Oh, Jesus.
turtles with abscesses all over them, people with growths on their head. I just want to watch a goddamn cowboy making horseshoes and shoeing a horse. That's all I want. I don't need stuff that would make Sally Struthers and what's her face, the singer chick, weep with. I mean, this, come on, get your algorithm. And so I had to deal with that all day, sorting through animal trauma just to watch some good horseshoe videos. And now I had to do Baiju. So I'm not in the mood for John tonight. And I certainly don't want to hear about anybody peeing on anyone else for any reason whatsoever. But I do have a good peeing story I can tell you one day. Let's get Sarah McLachlan.
Not even if one of the tortoises turns around and pees on John in revenge.
Do tortoises pee? I guess they do.
I would hope so.
Oh. Never thought about it, honestly. I had tortoises. I had a little box tortoise. Anyway. All right.
No, hang on. Okay, no, you know what? We can move on because I need time to come up with jokes on that. Move on.
Yeah, that's what I said. Sarah McLachlan, the what did I say? The horrible, weird classical singer, whatever I said. That was Sarah McLachlan. Yeah, better than Vince McMahon. Yeah. All right. Oh my Lord. So we've finally really Hayden's. Oh, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Lasted 7 minutes and 51 seconds.
Only because everybody's entitled to a defense, but fuck.
Well, there is until you say that. And then you go, all right, no, you had your defense. Congratulations. See, that's what I was going to say. Brian S. says tortoise pee is the white part of their poo. Exactly. See, that's what I was thinking because I've raised newts, and that's sort of the deal with newts. And so I kind of figured it might be the same thing. Daily Quick Bites, I ain't even going to read that one.
His Facebook page, he states, I see the coward of Levy County and his of a wife are posting more lies, and his sheep believe it. God, they are stupid. Well, I guess it's time to put the signs back up. It'll be very interesting to read.
Yeah, they're the stupid ones.
I object. The sign was posted. It's a big sign, and it's about a councilman in Otter Creek, Florida.
Okay,
It has
hold on.
nothing.
Mr.
It
Cook,
says sign.
And here he is giving more detail about the sign. Singular, Your Honor, singular. It was the sign that he posted about Russ the Sus, Stuart Stewart, Mary, Dirty Worm, and the list goes on and on and on. Who put signs up in Otter Creek? We already know. It's Crook and LIEnette. And if you think he's dumb to admit multiple times to it, wait till you hear him trying to read. The guy is utterly illiterate.
Mr.
Can't
Cook,
wait.
You have the right to object, as I've said, but this does not give you an opportunity to present your testimony and evidence at this time. You'll be given an opportunity under oath to present your testimony and evidence, such as
The way she added it under oath.
No, I was laughing. You weren't watching the screen, were you?
No, I was not. What did I miss? Oh no! What is that?
opportunity to
You
present
missed
your
this.
testimony and evidence at this time. You'll be given an opportunity under oath to present your testimony and evidence, such as
That's what you missed. Okay.
A little bit of creative license there, Jeremy.
Is it childish and unnecessary? Yeah. Is it funny as fuck? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, funny as intercourse? Yeah. Oh, dang it. I'm in a much better mood than I was an hour ago. Thank you so much for making these videos. And again, the judge, I'm liking the judge just because that's what I said at the beginning. This is all about the judge and the behavior and stuff like that. The judge is being very fair. I think overly fair, actually. She's actually hearing him out rather than just cutting him off and telling him just to shut up.
I mean, look, do I think she could ask the basis for his objections? Yes, because there was a couple of times there where he said, I object, and she just overruled immediately. I guarantee he has no basis for his objections, but just for the sake of the court record, I'd like it. Do I even want to know?
Yeah, this is the Tug and Megan cockroach things. I was actually trying to delete this so that we could add more things. That was an accidental thing. That goes over to the other deal. That's the Laura Owens festival thing. I'm just multitasking here and just failing. I was trying to upload different things, and of course it never works out the way I want it to, because I'm an old man and I'm set in my ways. Now I was locking and loading a couple of pictures here to add to the festivities. We've got our John Cook going over the fence with his bandages on, or we've got the more photorealistic version of it. This is what I'm picturing in my mind. So that's what I was trying to do.
Where do I know that face from?
I don't know. But anywho, there we go.
That was not a sign that I put up, or that was not a sign related to Mr. Hale, things of that nature. You'll be
God, I thought that was Lynette there for a second. I'm like, that wasn't a bait and switch. She actually was there, but okay, that was the judge. Sorry, I got to reboot my head.
to present your testimony and evidence such as that was not a sign that I put up, or that was not a sign related to Mr. Hale, things of that nature. You'll be given an opportunity to give whatever testimony or evidence you feel necessary. So your objection is overruled.
I'm ready.
Put your next question, please.
So, Mr. Hale, putting the sign back up, did that lead you to believe that the sign shown to you in Exhibit A was one written by Mr. Cook?
Yes, sir.
And do you believe Mr. Cook was the only person to post signs about you?
No, Mr. Cook and Miss Preston.
In case you forgot who she was.
So, in addition to just this post about you, is that the only time Mr. Cook has posted about you?
No, Mr. Cook and Miss Preston continue to post daily and to communicate about me daily, regardless of the ex parte civil protection order in place, regardless of even the court case on Tuesday with Miss Preston. She's continued to post daily.
I object. I am not Miss Preston.
Sustained.
Well, there. Okay.
I'm showing you what's been marked.
That's that he won one. Congratulations on him. Congratulations.
As Plaintiff's Exhibit C. Can you say what this is?
Yes, that is a Facebook page created by John Cook called the Otter Creek Jeremy Hales, the Coward of Levy County.
And there's a description.
Just slightly defamatory.
I know it's kind of upside down for you. Are you able to?
I can read it. It says, this page is for ex-fans of What the Hales.
And is What the Hales your YouTube content
I also
creator page?
object.
Yes, sir. That is my content page.
Hold on. When there's an objection, then we'll quit talking so that I can rule on the objection. What is your objection, Mr. Cook?
That page was started by me and a gentleman named Chris, and I gave that page away to Mr. Chris months and months ago.
Okay, overruled. Overruled. That is testimony that you can give when it is when you are under oath. So overruled. Please proceed.
And so, creating this Facebook hate group of you, how has that made you feel?
Extremely threatened, unsafe.
Now I'm showing you what is being marked as Petitioner's Exhibit D. If I can find my stickers. Oh, they're here.
Joe Russell says legal advice is going to be John Crook's lawyer pro bono. You heard it here. Now that would be the last thing you hear me say here. Yeah, that ain't going to happen. First of all, ain't nobody getting my services pro bono. And two, no, that ain't happening either.
This is Plaintiff's Exhibit D. I'm now showing you another post by Mr. Cook. Can you read this post to the court?
Yes, by John Cook. He states, I believe I heard from a very reliable source that the reason they went to Egypt was to recruit some of George /
On what grounds?
These are more posts that he's having his fans recreate. They take screenshots of my website and my name and redo this stuff.
Okay, overruled.
Well, yeah, first of all, overruled. Second of all, we call that parody. We call that parody. And Melody Coacher Island is here because she's a super, super long time supporter and she's a great person. So, you know, everybody in chat, knock the shit off. Not today.
Again, that is
I actually had to Google those words this morning on how they do it.
again, that is testimony that you can present when you are under oath. Your objection is overruled. Proceed.
Thank you.
Finish reading the post.
May I start from the beginning again?
Sure.
From John Cook, he states, I believe I've heard from a very reliable source that the reason they went to Egypt was to recruit some of George/family to bring them into Otter Creek because they want to make the Ark into a radical Muslim mosque, making me happy to have her family here so they can always scream racist people are bothering them.
And this post, you believe, was written by whom?
That was written by John Cook.
Now, George slash
Okay.
what, is that your partner?
Yes, that is my significant other on the channel. She goes by George. Her legal first name is legal. Middle name is George.
Does this make you feel nervous for her safety?
Her safety, my safety, and her family's safety.
And by claiming that she is an Islamic radical, do you believe that this is inciting other people to harm you?
Absolutely.
What date was this posted?
Be able to answer that question. I don't have the date particularly and was out in the hallway if we can ask her that.
Mr. Hales, was this posted within the last 3 months?
This was posted within the last 6 months. It was not a month ago. It was anywhere from 6 months to 2 months ago.
I'm now showing you what is being marked as Plaintiff's Exhibit E. This is another post made by Mr. Cook that has come to your attention. Is this a post that was given to you or that you observed online?
Yes, sir.
And are you able to, let me twist it so you can read it.
Thank you.
Are you able to read that to the
Dana loves Zumba. That is not me quacking. That is the video quacking, just to keep Georgia's, government ID out as much as possible.
Yeah, Jeff's not that quick with a button, people. It's already pre-quacked.
Yeah, it's pre-quacked. it's all pre-quacked. I like that.
Sir, from John Cook, he says, I just came in from working outside all day to have 2 messages from 2 different news channels from Ohio wanting to interview me about Jeremy Hales from the YouTube channel What the Hales, about his phobic rant against the
I object, Your Honor.
On what basis?
Thank you.
The public rant was put out by a YouTuber named Millhouse.
John's ready to throw so many people under the bus, he can't even get their YouTube name right. So we've had Chris so far, now Millhouse, which is wrong. And by the way, he does say it correctly further on in the hearing, which we are not going to promote this grifter. He's a horrific individual. He's a lifeless, horrible human being.
Bad Duck says, public announcement, What the Hales has been given my permission to use my quack. Well, thank you, Bad Duck. We appreciate that. And Hayden makes a good point. The judge is now allowing him to at least state his grounds just for the record and keep things. Does that make you happy? Are you happy now, Hayden?
Yes, because that was my major gripe, is that I wanted to make sure that this judge was actually going to be better than the one in Florida. Because, that's really why I'm here, is to critique the actual legal side of this, exactly who's doing what in what. Basically, I'm here to tear everyone apart, frankly.
And Notes on a phone says, Jeff, what was the ship voyage where the crew ate every single tortoise because they tasted amazing? Pretty much every ship that sailed anywhere near the Galapagos Islands.
Because they were an extraordinary source of water and meat and blood to use as soup.
And they just walk around the deck and don't do much until you need dinner.
And that's why a whole bunch of British explorers lied to the Queen and said, no, they just kept dying.
Wow. And that's why there were very, very few Galapagos tortoises left. Because they were it's their own damn fault for tasting so delicious. And this was back when we were talking about the Ents going to war.
Well,
Post
I mean,
or dismiss?
to be fair, how often is it that dinner comes to you in those ages? I mean, it's not like they had DoorDash or anything.
I'm not in the right country to ask that question too. Awkward. All right. Shall we continue?
Let's.
Bruce Maskin, will you cover the phone call from Levy County Sheriff's Office that they're not charging Cook? No, because it has no bearing whatsoever on this. This is a motion for a protective order, and she's got a motion for a protective order against him in Florida. That has nothing to do with it. So no.
And then he's also going to throw another individual just like that under the bus. Marley Huge.
No idea who that is.
I'll let him.
There are far too many characters involved in the story. I'm concerned about the two judges, Lynette, John, Jeremy, and George, and their respective lawyers. Those are the only people I care about.
Read this post, and then you can explain as you feel necessary during your testimony. Proceed.
May I start again?
I'm going to ask you.
The DCV Titan true. Tasting good is a bad evolutionary choice.
That's
Exactly.
fair.
They could have been poisonous. They could have been poison tortoises, but they chose poorly.
To start in the middle here.
Okay,
They are
thank you.
also very interested.
Thank you for pointing that out. They are also very interested
Isn't that what I
in
said?
talking to me about Dan Smayer of Ohio, since they also received a video.
That's what I said. I said it's a motion for a protective order in Ohio, didn't I? I said this is a motion for protective order in Ohio, and she's got a motion for protective order in Florida. So yeah, correct.
Video about him agreeing with Jeremy Hales that it's okay to talk to me and the entity in the way he did. This should be very interesting, and thank you to whomever sent it to the news team and also sending the videos to the news team. It's greatly appreciated.
All right, I'm going to say this one more time. Not tonight. I don't give two shits about personal relationships between people and that sort of stuff. I care about the legal aspects. What do you mean? So I don't cover developments? What the hell do you think we've been covering in Florida, you dumbass? That's what it's all been about. She got the protective order against him. That sounds like Jeremy doesn't have a goddamn right to exercise his Second Amendment because of that. I would consider that a pretty big L for the Hales in that temporary order. Now we're going to see if it comes out in his favor for the permanent order. If the judge in Florida ever gets a fucking round to actually ruling on the issue, we actually get into the meat of the trial. And guess what? If he rules against the Hales, we'll be covering it. So don't pull that shit here. I know your stick. Not today. Don't be a drama stirring shitbag because that's not what we're here for. Take it somewhere else. I'm not going to let people derail the stream by bringing up shit that has nothing to do with what we're watching on screen. And that goes for everybody. Not today, trolls. Not in the mood for it.
Now, posting where you live in Ohio, what does that make you feel in terms of your safety?
Extremely unsafe.
Now, that post there about Ohio, was that done within the summer?
Yes, sir.
I'm now showing you posts from that I will mark as Plaintiff's Exhibit F. These posts are dated June 13th of 2023. Are these more posts that you?
Yeah, you're just being a deliberate fuckwit, Bruce. What do you mean no counter analysis? Haven't you been listening? Pay attention or hit the road. Seriously, you're just shit stirring. You're derailing. There is 949 people here watching, and one guy and a couple of others are derailing the stream. And guess what? I don't put up with that shit here. Everybody is welcome to have a spirited debate. But you start being a dick and derailing the stream, and I don't put up with it. I've already said more than I should about that. It's just that's the way it is, and that's where it's going. I don't give a shit.
Received or are aware of from Mr. Cook.
Yes, sir.
Will you please read the first post into the record?
From John Cook, he states, "We all need to say prayers and put our feelings aside because the coward of Levy County's girlfriend or wife's rectal
object.
cancer."
I object. Who is this written to?
Okay. Overruled. And certainly that is up to plaintiff to establish. So I will let the information be brought in, and then certainly you can cross-examine as you.
Yeah, this is a legitimate argument. He testified about the gun being pointed, so it is about this room. And you know what? He said he pointed the gun at him. John said, that happened in Florida, not here. John admitted to pointing the gun at him. That was in here, and the judge moved right on. So move right along too. Whether or not that results in criminal charges is a completely separate issue from whether a gun was brandished. And John admitted right there in court that it happened somewhere else, not in Ohio. Now, people tell me that you might be a lawyer. If you certainly aren't acting like one, and you certainly don't seem to be smart enough to pay attention to what witnesses are saying on the stand. So, or on the Zoom, whatever you want to call it. That is the last warning.
You need to.
Okay, continue reading that post.
From John Cook, we all need to say prayers and put our feelings aside because the coward of Levy County's girlfriend or wife's rectal cancer has come back, and they're having to go in and cut out a lot of it.
Oh, God.
And then 27 minutes later, he wrote,
John Cook wrote, Jill, I just wrote your grandson, Zach, and told him how you're helping a YouTuber destroy a disabled woman's and a disabled child's life. More letters going.
Overruled.
More letters going to more family members. Welcome to the page and have some fun.
And then lastly, on the bottom, will you read the final post there?
From John Cook, he states, is anybody else sick of the coward of Levy County talking about his 2-inch pipe? Shouldn't that be private between him and nothing to be proud of, Marcy, despite, or it's better since she does have rectal cancer.
It's pretty obvious someone's too ignorant to even know how to spell desperate when they're posting on Facebook. And he shows his pipe envy quite a bit. As a matter of fact, he can't stop talking about my 2-inch pipe or the plumbing fitting in the back.
So these posts talking about health concerns
that
make you feel concerned for your significant other's safety?
Absolutely, and the harassment of both myself, John Cook constantly talks about what he wants to do with our buttholes.
And so these posts make you feel concerned for your safety?
Yes, sir.
I'm now showing you another post. This post is going to be...
And I have to object. I would like to know where I made a comment about his butthole or anybody.
I don't.
Okay, and sir, again, you'll be given an opportunity to cross-examine Mr. Hales.
Yeah, you'll be given the opportunity to talk about his butthole when it's your turn, but now Jeremy's talking about his butthole. And I don't want anybody to be talking about anybody's butthole. But it is what it is.
And the time is appropriate.
There's never appropriate time to talk about anybody's butthole. Don't.
There's always an appropriate time in court to talk about buttholes. We know this.
I'm not even going to ask. You want me to ask when, and I'm not going to. I refuse. No, let's go.
Plaintiff's Exhibit G. Is this another screenshot that
Mr. Cook, if we show you a photo of the butthole, would you be able to identify it?
It's another screenshot. It's another screenshot.
Overruled.
John Cook states, Jeremy, would you like me to post the picture of my cow? You can't take this one down.
Oh, no.
And so by posting this, does this also make you feel in fear for Mark?
Absolutely.
The second nature of this is alarming and certainly unfounded.
This harassment is out of control and alarming, and our safety is at risk.
Is this the only time he's posted messages like this?
No, we have thousands.
Is there a date on Exhibit?
I object, and I would like to see thousands out of him.
Mr. Hales, if you could give a time frame for this message.
Within probably...
Yeah, that would be an appropriate... Go ahead.
I was going to say, all due respect, Jeff is not actually showing buttholes.
No, he's not. And what do you mean with all due? What? I sorry, I let him speak. I was just going to say it was proper to overrule that objection. That is a fair question for cross-examination. You can impeach him and ask whether he is exaggerating when he says thousands of of men. If he does, say, let's see the thousands. If you can't produce him, you can say that he is not a credible witness because he exaggerates, and then you can move on from there. But I'm really doubting that happened. I'm just saying, I'm doubting it goes that far.
Good point, Kagers. That's a very, very important delineation.
What's that? Not
You
sure
don't want me to
yet.
speak.
Yes, yet. Okay. Yeah. So again, people, this is the importance of having a lawyer.
2 months, this one.
I'm sorry, sir. Did you say something, Mr. Cook?
No, I'm making a note that I want to see thousands
Smart man.
pictures.
See,
I'm just talking out loud. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
don't
Don't talk out loud, you dumbass.
yeah, exactly. I was gonna say smart guys, and he's taking notes on the important things. So I'll give him a point without any grudge. He's made a note to talk about this later, and we'll see how that goes. Look, sometimes things happen right too.
And myself.
I'm now showing you what's been marked as Plaintiff's Exhibit H. Do you recognize this first image?
Yes, that is John Cook holding a firearm that he previously pointed at me.
And this was
I object, Your Honor. This was also put in. Happened in Florida. And
How do you defend against that? You're not showing John's side of the story. The cop, whether or not the police bring charges is beside the point. That's totally separate from he pointed a gun at me. And he said, yeah, that didn't happen here. That happened over there. So
Yeah,
there you
actually kind of irrelevant if the protection order is for a particular state, if the individual has still done something.
Yeah.
No, Nicholas, I will talk about all the buttholes, chocolate starfish. I will not say that last one.
Don't talk about buttholes, chocolate starfish. What? Rusty Sheriff. Or anything. Let's not read Nick's. Thank you so much for the money, Nick. Appreciate that. I
thought it might have been better coming out of my mouth. I'm having so much fun. Thank you for the invite.
Hey, phrasing.
I was going to send us on a Nick Starro raid at the end, but now I'm questioning my judgment. Oh dear. Oh Lord. Thank you, Nick. And Janice Wingfield with the $5. Maria Hughes, Marla Hughes. Okay. Is a Lynette supporter. Sorry, I wasn't up on the lingo there. I know Marla Hughes. I didn't know Marla Hughes. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you so much for that there. Appreciate that. All right. Let's continue.
Prosecuting attorney turned out that he lied and altered his video.
Overruled. And I will say, Mr. Cook, I don't know anything about any other case.
Right.
And if there, hold on.
As it should be.
My turn. Hold on. And if there is going to be evidence brought into this court that relates to another case, then that evidence must be presented in the proper way.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say, for the purposes of what we are doing here, I'm going to allow this picture to be introduced. You can certainly cross-examine Mr. Hales and or present evidence of your own that if you feel that this picture is not proper or has been altered in some way. But
this picture never took place in the state of Ohio.
That's irrelevant.
It doesn't have to take place in the state of Ohio in order for me to have jurisdiction for a civil stalking protection order.
Yep.
Mr. Hales has indicated to the court and has presented evidence to the court that this action is properly venued in the state of Ohio. Therefore, I have jurisdiction over this civil stalking protection order. Proceed with your next question, counsel.
Okay. So this is a photograph. This is a clip from a video that you took. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You had an argument with Mr. Cook. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And as part of that argument, he actually took out this gun. Is that correct?
Yes, and pointed it directly at me.
And is that pointing that gun at you?
That is a lie.
It's
Pointing
overruled.
that gun made you feel unsafe.
Yeah, objection. It's a lie. That's not a real objection. That's what cross-examination is for.
Very.
The fact that he has access to firearms and is willing to brandish them made you feel unsafe.
Very unsafe.
And then after this, posting this photo, you did not post this photo. This was posted by someone named Lizzie Faley. Is that correct?
That is correct.
But Mr. Cook responded, and you were able to read that response by looking online. Is that correct?
John Cook says, Lizzie Faley, is this all you can come up with as repeats? I have a picture of my in mouth. Can I
Lizzie
post it?
Faley, I object, Your Honor. Lizzie Faley is one of his alias names.
It's amazing how people who scam and con and use aliases to scam and con somehow think other people have aliases. I don't even have enough time to watch TV in a given day. I have too many responsibilities and too much work to have any aliases out there.
Overruled.
And again, just for the record's sake here, Exhibit H has the word C with 4 stars. We believe the 4 stars to
Represent, yes, sir.
And we previously already posted another photo of Mr. Cook talking about placing his penis in this
His mouth, yes, sir.
And I'm sorry, what's the date on Exhibit H?
I like how the judge she's not even flapped by this. She's not even flustered. She's like, all right, what was the date we had the cock of the mouth? Yeah, she's like, all right. These judges hear stuff. Judges hear some things. This is so far down on the shocking list of things that judges hear. He's like, yeah, all right, what was the date? Move on. Oh, this again. What date did that happen? Oh dear. John, my boy. I hope your cross-examination goes well. Have a sneaky suspicion it's not going to, but
The dates are very important, so
Yes.
keep up with me here. What's the date on Exhibit H?
That is within 3 to 2 months.
So has this conduct been consistent and continuous?
Daily.
So this continues to happen regularly because of Mr. Cook. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
For purposes of judicial economy, I'm now going to do plaintiff's exhibit
Judicial
I.
economy. Oh, that's
This is
nice of
another
them.
message posted within the last
Yes.
2 months. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And this is from Mr. Cook. And this is also a screenshot that you took from online postings of Mr. Cook.
Yes, sir.
Can you read this onto the record?
From John Cook, he states, somebody just told me that Jeremy said on his video tonight that A&E is canceled because of agreement problems between him and them. You think maybe it was the hundreds or maybe thousands of phone calls they got?
I object.
what?
On what basis?
So,
Yeah. I object to him reading my words. Okay. I object, and on what basis? Videotape. That's not a valid objection, I'm afraid. Hayden, I object. Your video. It's going to go over there and they're going to go do the videotape. Going there. Yeah. That's not good.
no, that's
I think what he's trying to say is I object to him reading my own words back to me.
I object to the fact that this is being read out in court, despite the fact that it's my own words and is relevant to the case. Yeah, that'll do it. I've kind of heard better arguments from toddlers. I'll be honest, that didn't want to give me. I've heard a better argument from a toddler that did not want to give me back a cookie that they stole.
That sounded like John Cook's objection there, Hayden. Want to try that again? You want to try that again?
I had to get my words in a row.
Use your words, Hayden. Use your words. Or I'll make this judge bang her gavel at you. Apparently John likes banging his gavel too, but that's different.
Oh, look, don't get me wrong. That judge can bang a gavel at me any day she likes. Definitely would. But
I object.
of course you would.
All right, let's continue.
More surprising than that from
We're still going. Wait, let's hear the whole thing.
Hundreds or maybe thousands.
Let's hear the
of phone
whole
calls they
objection.
got
I
and
object.
it-
On what basis?
videotape the exhibit and more surprising that coming. Well, actually, this one is true because wait.
No.
How can people think that we're not showing both sides just because the other side of the argument really sucks doesn't mean I can make it any better for them. I couldn't try to make John's case look any better. Oh Lord. I object. Videotape. Oh, this one's true. Never mind.
You know what it kind of feels like? It kind of feels like people coming to the defense of Darryl Brooks and saying, "Well, you shouldn't be making fun of him because he's not a lawyer." Are you fucking kidding me right now with this shit?
Well, see, that's where I say exactly what I said back then. He is a lawyer for all intents and purposes here. He's chosen to be one.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets to act like one and he gets to be held to the same standard as one. And you know what they say about a lawyer who has himself for a client?
He's a fucking fool.
Yep, with an extra bag of F's. Is this lawful law? Grounds. That's what we need. He needs to make like a fort of like tortoise shells to hide behind.
Oh, I'm going to get straight on the AI with that.
Yeah. There you go. Oh my God. So this whole, do you think it's because of the 500 or 1,000 phone calls people made? I object. No, never mind. That is true. We did do that, didn't we? No. Oops. I couldn't hear. What was that? Yeah, it was. Okay, we'll go back to the beginning. Jeremy is reading an email that John sent, which basically says that do you think he lost the A&E gig because we called the studio 500 or 1,000 times? And he's like, I object. Oh, never mind. That's true. So
problems between him and them. You think maybe it was the hundreds or maybe thousands of phone calls they got?
I object.
On what basis?
Videotape they received, they might more surprising.
He's having a stroke.
Actually, this one is true because wait, hold on. Any chance of defense agreement problems between? Yeah, this one is actually true because he canceled him because of his actions.
Okay.
What?
Hold
Towards
on.
us
Nope.
as
Nope. This is not your opportunity to testify. The
Okay,
objection
got it.
is overruled. You may proceed, Mr. Heller.
got it.
And
A&E actually approached me and wants all of my videos that have to do with Crook and LIEnette. And we came to a conclusion, an agreement, a contractual agreement on the price per video. But I would not allow them to have any editing rights whatsoever. In other words, as it's packaged, this is the storyline. This is how it has to be shown. They wanted it for Neighborhood Wars, and I would not give them editing right.
Wait. A&E has a show called Neighbor Wars. I am so on that. I've been looking for a replacement for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I am into Neighbor Wars. Wait, I got to write this down. Neighbor video. Neighbor Wars. That sounds awesome. USA. That's beautiful. All right. I guess it's time to start binging Neighbor Wars.
Which meant I canceled the deal. And they had stated, if you change your mind, please let us know as soon as possible.
Neighborhood Wars.
Frankly, at this point, I may just let them have everything. They want all Crook, all LIEnette. It might be as good as Shark Week.
and again,
Should I continue?
Okay. Y'all say I'm too pro Jeremy. Jeremy, nothing is better than Shark Week. Nothing. Don't be an idiot, Jeremy. Better than Shark Week. Come on. Even John Cook knows there's nothing better than Shark Week. Although Neighborhood War sounds pretty close. I think Hayden fell asleep. Did you fall asleep, Hayden?
No, I'm just silently raging that you would consider that anything would be better than Shark Week.
Yeah, I know. Shame on him. Shame. Shame. I wish I had Megan's shame button. Take that back right now.
I didn't read it all.
Please, Phil, you can just start from the end here. That might have done it.
That might have done it. More surprises than that coming.
So again, does this lead you to believe that Mr. Hales or Mr. Cook continues to monitor your channel and monitor your life on a regular basis?
Yes, sir. And it leads me to believe that there are more unsafe things for my life. And
All right, Hayden is sending AI images. Please stand by.
from Mr. Cook.
Now showing you.
They only get better too.
The recent of the last month or so.
Yes, sir.
I'm now showing you another post made by Mr. Cook. Do you recognize this post?
I do.
Is this another post made online?
I object.
Why?
And this was put out by Milk, the YouTube channel.
Overruled.
And this post here was posted by whom, Mr. Hales?
It was posted by John Cook.
And what did he write there?
He writes to
Shart.
in memory of Jeremy Hales.
What? Wait, what? Gotta admit, that took me by surprise.
Like, don't get me wrong, Jeremy, I can appreciate the need for like artistic license in the videos to make it yours and to add things, but what the fuck was that?
It's time to go back and find out what on earth I just was not paying complete attention to. All right.
And this post here was posted by whom, Mr. Hales?
It was posted by John Cook.
And what did he write there?
He writes to
Shart.
in memory of Jeremy Hales.
When someone says in memory, what does that lead you to believe?
Death.
And does that lead you
I didn't see that in memory. I object because that is
Overruled.
definitely not mine.
Overruled. Again, Mr. Cook, you'll be given an opportunity to present your testimony and evidence and to explain any of the exhibits that you feel is necessary. So overruled.
Okay.
So just to sum up what we've seen through exhibits here, A through J, there have been signs posted in May. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, MG.
In June and July, there
Oh,
have
that
been
makes
continued online harassing messages.
Yes, sir.
Those messages have continued into August,
Yes, sir.
continued into September.
Yes, sir.
They are on a regular basis. Is that correct?
Daily. The only day that I don't know that there have been any messages yet are today.
I object, Your Honor, and I want to see every message from every day from me.
No, that's not how that works.
Overruled. I will tell you that, then I will tell all of you that the court will only consider evidence that it has in front of it. The court does not consider statements such as every day or this always happens. The court does not consider that to be evidence. The court only considers to be evidence what it has in front of it as far as specific dates, specific times, and specific messages. So as far
both parties
as
have to get their shit together.
as far as your concerns, Mr. Cook, about the court taking into consideration statements such as this happens every day or this happens all the time, the court does not consider that to be evidence and only considers evidence what it has placed in front of it as far as specific testimony or specific evidence. Mr. Heller, continue.
All right, before he continues, it's time for a midstream grift here. Well, it's time for our past midstream grift. Hi, I'm Legal Vices. You all know me. You're all here for fun and games and shenanigans. We've got 1,071 concurrent viewers. Oh my God, when did that happen? Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you being here. You could be anywhere else, not only on the internet, you could be anywhere else doing anything else in the entire universe, but you've chosen to be here. And I do not take that for granted. But we've only got 571 likes. Like 50% of you haven't done your job. Get out there and smash that like button. And if I'm sure not all 1,078 concurrent viewers are subscribed, I would appreciate it if you would give me your subscription. Just go down there and click. It costs you nothing. And while you're doing it, you definitely also need to head on over to Aussie Overlord and make sure you subscribe to him too. Absolutely.
Hi, I'm Aussie Overlord.
Hey, there he is. It's camp time.
Yeah, got the camera fit working. So for those of you that don't know me, I do a show generally at least once at the moment. It's near enough to twice a day. And if you missed it this morning, we were talking about, what was it? things that I was talking about was some idiot kids that are 12 years old that were doing a fireball challenge. Unfortunately, some of them are getting, second and third degree burns to up to 50% of their body. Don't do that, kids. We also had a naked defendant who appeared in court after his emotional support cat went missing during a traffic stop, and a mother and her 18-year-old daughter who were accused of traveling cross-country in America to give illegal butt injections. That's the sort of shit I talk about on a daily basis in Law, News, and Laughter. Don't miss it.
Get over there. Subscribe to Aussie Overlord. And while you're at it, take our like and subscribe poll. Today, simple question. Vote who does a better job in court. So far, 4% of you said Lynette did a better job in court. 6% of you said John did a better job in court. And 90% of you said the tortoises do a better job in court. And speaking of tortoises in court, we made mention a while ago about how what John needs is like a Daryl Brooks. If you watch the Daryl Brooks trial, you might remember he's like all about grounds and is this lawful law. And then when he didn't like what the judge was doing, he would be kicked out of the courtroom for disturbing the court. And then he would pile up boxes and make like Fort Daryl Brooks and hide behind the boxes. Hayden's done a thing. Aussie Overlord's done a thing. He's done a thing. He's given us Fort Cook. He's given us Fort Cook. He didn't have any paper boxes or boxes of papers, but he apparently does have box tortoises.
I'm proud. I'm prouder of this than I should be. Just saying.
Yeah. So this is probably what it looks like in court. I mean, that's Fort Cook there, hiding behind his box tortoises. I like this one. But why are they in China? That's a Chinese flag back there. Why is there a Chi-Com flag back there?
I didn't specify which country it was in. I should be concerned by that.
I like this. It's like Nostradamus and the tortoises. Like the Da Vinci tortoise. It's the Da Vinci tortoise. These tortoises are inscribed with mysteries going back to the Knights Templar. They'll lead us to the Levy County mystery. All right, that's it. We now resume our regular scheduled program. I like that. That was good. These might appear in a thumbnail in the future. I'm going to co-op those. You sent them. Oh my Lord. Yeah, there's two more. We'll get to those. We'll close out the show with.
I was going to say save those. I told you they get progressively better.
They do. The last two are much better than that. All right. Let's get back to the Da Vinci tortoise here. Oh, Lord have mercy on my soul. I'm going to need it. All right. And so, the judge has just admonished everybody to realize that only specific evidence submitted in court will be considered. He's yelling at both sides.
Mr. Hales, part of this involves two specific instances where your life has been threatened. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
The first instance was in about May of this year. Is that correct?
It would have been probably June.
Okay, and in June, can you tell the court what happened in June?
Yes, I was driving from my home to my other building where I work, and I was recording for the purposes of protection, not only of myself, but others in the town of Otter Creek. And Mr. Cook came outside of his camper and he pointed a firearm at me.
I object.
Overruled.
And so when he did this, did that put you in fear for your safety?
Yes, sir.
Someone brandishing a firearm over these arguments you've been having makes you believe what?
That my life is in danger.
Do we have the video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
All right.
So what exhibit are we calling this?
Let's see.
Can I object to the video
This will be
On what grounds?
because it was altered?
No, you can present any testimony or evidence
Okay.
that you feel necessary when it is your opportunity, but at this point, I am going to allow the video.
Call your video expert to
Assist with
testify.
the technology.
Oh, here comes. Damn it. I see a bad moon rising.
Wrong video.
Mr. Hales, I'm now showing you a video. This is marked as Exhibit K. Are you familiar with this video?
Yes.
Did you take this video?
Yes.
Now, can you give the court some context of what we're about to see?
You're about to see Mr. Cook put his right hand into his pocket, pull out a firearm, point it at me, put it back into his pocket, and then depending on how long the video is, he pulls the firearm out again, flips it in the air, puts it back in his pocket.
Ooh, John Wayne.
Now showing you this video that you took.
Howard, are you supposed to be in the hospital with septic? Aren't you supposed to be the movie? Well, if I was, people would actually watch and listen. They don't listen to you. Oh my goodness.
So at that point right there, at the very end of the video, I'm going to go towards the end of the video. It's somewhat fast and hard to see. What did Mr. Cook take out of his hands here?
Firearm.
And so, because is it fair to say you're tech savvy?
Yes, sir.
And that was able to take the screenshot that we saw previously in Exhibit H,
Yes, sir.
and that is of the firearm being held by Mr. Cook.
Yes, sir.
And so this puts you in fear for your safety.
Yes, sir.
And when approximately was this?
This was this past summer. I believe it was June.
And then after this in June, was there another incident where Mr. Cook brought up a firearm to you?
Yes, Mr. Cook saw me drive by his place, and then
I object.
What?
Hearsay.
That's no.
Unless he can
Hold on.
prove it.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Oh, there we go.
It never happened.
Stop.
Whoa, interesting.
I'm sustaining it because Mr. Hales said that you, Mr. Cook, saw him drive by. There's no way that Mr. Hales could know what you, Mr. Cook, saw.
Oh, there you go. He won
The
one.
judge doesn't know this yet. Crook is so stupid. He filmed himself going over
What?
and
Yeah.
stalking me. And then he lies under oath about it. And we've got him in federal court. We're going all in.
But that was a good ruling by the judge. It was. That was a good ruling by the judge. You would have to actually have John Cook testify as to what he saw. Even if you have a video of him showing that he saw, you would still have to have someone else testifying that you'd have to have that person testifying as to what they saw.
Yes.
So even if you know it, you can't really know it. It's a legal thing. It's a hearsay is an interesting thing. We could do shows upon shows upon shows about what hearsay is. It's like the simplest thing, but yet the most convoluted of the objections, I think.
It's so annoying because I'm putting together like little 6 to 10 minute videos on legal concepts. So I've already done the standards of proof and a few other things, and I'm terrified about having to get to hearsay because how the hell do you explain that in 6 to 10 minutes to people?
You can't.
Exactly.
Well, you can, but then it's except or but. The rule itself is actually very simple. Anyway.
Stupid can you be posting videos online that incriminate yourself?
Well, I'm heading over to the Jeremy's house. I think I just seen the mayor's husband taking stuff to Jeremy. Yes.
And how does that affect
There
you
he
in
goes.
slightest?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Can you pinch and zoom?
We'll wait for him to come off the property.
whenever you hear
Okay.
Crook give testimony under oath, make sure you
that was actually that was not a very good thing to say there at the very end.
That's what I was thinking. That's not stalking-ish at all. But prior to that, what the hell is it? No.
Why? Yeah. It would form part of the element of stalking to just be following him around. But when you start saying things like, we'll just wait for him to come out, that can be perceived as a threat. And again, when you're reviewing these motions for these protective orders, you have to assume, the judge has to assume that everything that Jeremy puts in his application is true for the temporary orders. And then when you come here to get the permanent orders, or to try to get the permanent orders, that's when you have to put your money where your mouth is and submit evidence showing that the statements you made in your preliminary to get the preliminary protective order, if you've got one. I don't think there wasn't a preliminary order in Ohio. I think they just went for it and got it. I'm not sure. I don't know the exact timeline, but if there was no temporary order issued, then everything happens here. You put your money where your mouth is. And to say, I feel threatened by a guy, I feel like my life is in danger. And then you have video from the guy himself saying, we'll just sit here and wait for him to come out. That supports your side more than it supports the other side.
Mm.
What do you think, Hayden?
No,
got some devil's advocate in you.
Not on that. I mean, what he said towards the end of the video sort of torpedoed any real argument you could have made, in that, you could have just said, well, maybe he was just sitting there taking a video of absolutely nothing because you couldn't see shit. And then he had to open his mouth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I completely agree with you.
So, no.
Well, let's just go to, so as you're leaving your property, who is waiting for you outside of your property?
Mr. Cook is.
And when Mr. Cook is outside your property, what does he do?
I object.
Overruled.
Mr. Cook waits for me to exit my property.
And when he waits for you to exit, and when you see Mr. Cook, describe the interaction.
When I see Mr. Cook, I get out of my vehicle. I am frustrated. I am tired of being harassed and being stalked by these individuals. I approach Mr. Cook, as he said to me before, as we saw in the last video, he would go toe-to-toe with me at any time. I say, let's go toe-to-toe. He tells me, touch my truck, you'll see what goes bang.
And
I object.
Overruled.
when he says, touch my truck, see what goes bang, what does that make you believe he has?
He has a firearm and he's willing to shoot me.
I mean, it could just mean that his old beat-up truck's going to explode.
Could be, but that's not how the person making the motion perceived it.
This is true.
Janice Wingfield. John is reading questions and objecting that Lynette is feeding him. Okay. Her hand passing him a note shows up on the Zoom feed. She's in the camper with Greg. Well, in fairness, he was in there with her too. So against the judge's wishes. All right. Okay, so he's reading. Okay. Oh, was that what he was doing when he was mumbling for the objection? He was reading something?
Well, I mean, either that or he was like having a mini offside conversation with her as to what should be like written on a hand note or something. Like, oh.
And let's talk Megan's hair with the $2. Hit like her. Let's talk hair. Let's not talk Megan's hair. We don't have enough time. Oh dear. All right. We got to turn up the gas here. We've got 20 minutes left of stream and 20 minutes left of video, and we talk too much. So we're gonna have to sacrifice the interludes, I'm afraid. Bush McFadden says legal advice is he can sit on a public road as long as he isn't blocking traffic, right? Yes and no. I don't know what the Florida stalking laws are, if there's or anything like that. But by and large, yes, you can sit where you want. But if you're stalking someone in public and whatnot, that's a different thing. And if you're threatening them and just waiting for them to come out, then that raises other issues. But if you're not doing anything nefarious, yeah, you can you can sit there unless they have, again, depends what the loitering and the parking laws and all that other stuff goes. But by and large, yes, if you're in public, you can hang around, do whatever you want, as long as you're not doing something nefarious. How was that for a vague answer? I hope
It was a lawyer. Yes, but
yeah.
Is the date of this interaction?
To the best of your knowledge, what's the date of this?
July.
July what?
Time.
So this video is actually being taken by Mr. Cook, is that correct?
This video is being taken by Mr. Cook.
And this was posted online? is
Okay,
that
we got
right?
people in chat saying he's
Yes.
on Jeremy's property.
All
Well,
right,
don't do
I'm
that.
showing you
No.
video 2, which is on flash drive marked as Exhibit K.
Oh, you're fucking. You're not gonna own
Your
your
Honor,
We know
I
all
object.
about
This
your
is not the start of the video.
it doesn't need to be.
Alternate them.
Shady. Oh, see the label right on it? Where's your toe to toe? Put your knife where your mouth is. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, wait. All of a sudden you got nothing. Come on to my property. You're a cunt. All right, well, if you're not, come over here and prove to me you're not. You're on your property. Let's break your Oh. That's what I need, the full functional. Thank you. Come on near my car. Come on near my car. See what happens. See what goes bang. Go get some tea. Go see what goes bang. Come on.
So at this point, he's now said, see what goes bang twice,
Hmm.
is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And he said he wanted to film your truck, is that correct?
Yes, sir, even though that is not my vehicle.
Does that make you feel concerned for the safety of yourself and anyone who would visit you on your property?
Yes, sir.
He's trying to film their vehicles as they're coming and going from your property.
Yes, sir.
See what goes bang, my toe. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Come by my car. Here. This is showing. They work for him. Yep.
So, do you believe Mr. Cook drove directly to the property for the purpose of harassing you?
Yes, and I agree, as Mr. Cook said, that's not the beginning of the video. There is another video that Mr. Cook has posted, which he says, I just saw Jeremy, I'm going to follow him.
I object because you're going to see the video.
Overruled.
So at this point, Jeremy,
Hmm.
you've had constant online posting. Has Mr. Cook posted your public information as well?
Yes, Mr. Cook has posted my address. He has also posted my private personal phone number.
I object.
To what?
Overruled.
How has this affected your physical health?
My physical health right now is a bit out of control. The doctors, because of all the fear and the stress, have now put me on medications for my high blood pressure due to all the stress. We live daily in fear of what could happen here in Ohio and the aspect of fear of even returning to Otter Creek in Florida.
You have proof that the doctor just put you on medicine within the last.
Overruled. That is not required. Testimony related to mental and or physical distress is sufficient. This court is not required to have documentation from a physician.
Yet another shining moment of complete and total stupidity, dumbness, ignorance from right there in court.
Have high blood pressure. So Jeremy, to be clear here, the stress of this has caused you to have high blood pressure. Did you have high blood pressure before the harassment by Mr. Cook?
No, sir, I was not medicated. I have just, as the date here states, I've been medicated as of June due to all of this.
And so you're in fear that if the court doesn't grant this protection order, that you don't have safety to go back to your house in Otter Creek.
Correct.
And with this situation, there have been messages saying in memory of Jeremy Hales, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
There have been threats of touch my truck, see what goes bang, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
He's brandished a firearm at you.
Yes, sir.
He's posted about your comings and goings.
Yes, sir.
And the combination of this continuous pattern of behavior has left you feeling unsafe.
Yes, sir.
And you're asking for this court's help.
Yes, please.
Nothing further at this time, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay, that was essentially all that had to be said at all from that last little summation there. That was really all that Jeremy's lawyers had to say. Period. Those are the only questions that he needs, and as long as he's got evidence sufficient to satisfy the judge that those things happened and they legitimately caused him fear, that's what he needs to do.
Yeah, and look, and I'm going to be a little bit critical of Jeremy's lawyer here, which, you know, I have been known to do in the past, which probably the last 32 minutes and then the last 30 seconds. Sorry, subtract the last 30 seconds or so of that, and the last 32 minutes could have been ignored. The first 7 minutes had things set up, and then if you tacked the last 30 seconds onto the end of that, they could have been done and dusted with this in about 10, 15 minutes. Oh, look at that. They could have got through a court hearing in less than 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they could have gone through the videos, the emails, the letters, and the sign thing. They probably could have done that in 15 minutes. But, you know, in fairness, there was a lot of objections too.
Yeah, and look, I will be critical of the judge there in that she could have shut him up sooner.
Oh, look at you, Mr. The judge needs to let him explain more.
Well, if you're not going to ask him for the basis of the objections and you're just going to let him ramble, then you might as well railroad him altogether. Like, don't do it half-hearted. You either railroad the guy or you hold his hand. One way or another. I mean, look, she did a good job of like juggling it, but again, I do feel like this wasted everybody's time.
Well, I have a feeling that we're probably going to think that way about cross-examination too.
I would say so, yeah.
Oh dear, here we go.
So, Mr. Cook, this is your opportunity to cross-examine Mr. Hales.
God help us
This is
all.
not your opportunity to give your own testimony and evidence. You will be given that opportunity under oath, but this is not the time. This is your opportunity now to ask Mr. Hales questions on cross-examination.
I don't think he
based on the
understands
testimony
this.
that he gave.
Nope.
So you may proceed. Or you can waive your right to
Mr. Hales.
cross-examination.
No.
Or we can just call it. Oh shit, he's talking.
He's like, oh, you could hear the disappointment in her voice when she goes, oh.
Yeah. God, he's talking. Crap.
You can waive your right to
Mr. Hales.
cross-examination. Okay.
Okay.
No. I've got a bunch of his stuff and video that I would like to play.
She literally just said it's not your time for testimony.
Mr. Hales, is this even about? No, I'm not going to start there. I'm going to do something different.
Oh my god.
Mr. Hales, have we ever met in the state of Ohio?
What?
Wait, what? He just went full Daryl Brooks. Have you ever met the state of Ohio?
That's what he said. But
Is the state of Ohio in the room with us today?
I'm assuming. I'm assuming he meant to say, "Have we ever met in the state of Ohio?" At least that's what I hope he meant. Oh dear! Don't go soft sit. Please just have misspoken. Please.
Previous testimony that we met in Florida.
Oh, good. Met. All right. He did mean to say met. Oh, good. Phew. Okay. That takes a little bit of my edge off.
Yes or no?
We've met in Florida, Otter
Yes
Creek.
or no? Have we ever met in the state of Ohio?
Asked and answered.
Just say
Yes or no?
Just say yes or no. He can require on cross-examination that you answer a question by yes or no.
No.
So that good. That was the judge going, okay, dude, just answer the damn question, yes or no, so we can get out of here.
Just move it along.
Yep.
Have I ever been to your house, to a store, met you in a park, threatened you in any way in the state of Ohio?
You have threatened me online, which crosses
No.
state barriers.
No.
Yes.
No. Have I threatened you in person in the state of Ohio?
Not in person, no.
And you know, in his own little head, he's thinking,
Gotcha, bitch. That's a win.
Not really.
Yeah.
yeah, but not really.
I don't know if I can do this one, but I'll try. Mr. Hales, have I ever asked you for money? Me?
Yes.
Go.
Can you please present that to me?
No,
He's not required to.
you
I
have
can present.
Otherwise, it's hearsay.
Hold on, let him answer the question. You asked a question. Have I ever asked you for money?
Right.
His response was yes.
I can present.
Hold on. You followed up with present or tell me when. That's what he was trying to do. So give him an opportunity to answer the question.
I can present screenshots, and I cannot present evidence of verbal of you asking me money in person. I do not have that on video.
So you can provide a screenshot of me asking you for money.
I can provide
Because if you can,
screenshots.
because if you can, I want to see it.
you have to add that last.
Otherwise,
Can
it's
you provide a screenshot? I can provide screenshots.
Objection made to strike. It's not a question.
Show. I'm asking him to show me the screenshots.
Hold on,
He said he
hold on. Mr. Hales?
I don't have the screenshots on me.
Okay, move on.
What?
That sounded like Lynette.
Mr. Hales, did you post this post?
I'll object to this unless it was sent to the court in advance.
Your Honor, you have 100 pages of this on your desk sent to us of all sorts of this.
Hold on, is this included in the packet that was sent by Federal Express previously to the court?
Well, I'm sure it is. Everything
Sure it is.
else
No.
you got.
I'm sure it is not the answer to that question. It's yes or no. You sent it.
Over 100 pages
Okay,
of
Hold on.
threats and everything.
Mr. Cook, it is not my job and it is not plaintiff's counsel's job to search through this documentation. So if you can pinpoint me as to where this document is, then I am happy to allow cross-examination on it. Otherwise, I will not.
I'm cracking the whip. I like it.
It's right there with Jeremy Hales' ID number and everything. Right
And,
on
and
it.
everything.
In the interest of moving everything along at a quicker
Gotta
pace,
go, Judge.
I will indicate that the court does have a document within its packet. It appears to be about midway through. Even though I said I wasn't going to look through the packet for stuff, it appears
Thank
to
you,
be
Your
about
Honor.
midway through. Did you find it, Mr. Heller?
I believe I did, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Cook, if you are going to ask questions on this document, we are going to mark it as Exhibit 1. I'm going to put a 1 in the copy that I have. You will refer to it as Exhibit 1.
Okay. Mr. Hales, did you write the authorities know everything that's going on? So next, going to be shutting down LIEnette and Septic Boys completely and totally. One other
This is irrelevant.
and should do the right thing. They should do the right thing
Outside the scope of cross.
and get away. Bye, Felicia. And way, and one way or another, they will be gone.
No.
That is a personal threat.
I understand what he's trying to read. Sounds like LIEnette wrote it, but this guy can't read. He's
Oh, no.
may have
I gotta
something
see it. We're out of time.
directly he just attempted to read.
That's mean. Funny, but mean.
Somebody copied my video.
You may ask your next question, Mr. Cook.
Oh, come on.
Mr. Hales,
You don't have to say
is the first time we ever met when you showed up at my property while Mike and my neighbor Mike were cutting up a tree, and you showed up with a piece of equipment you did not know how to use and basically left because you were getting in the way.
To object to that question. There's too many layers to it. Make a simple one question at a time.
Yeah, that question is, did you show up to my house with some equipment? That's the question.
Is sustained.
That question was so
hold on.
compound. I'm
So
still
Mr.
trying to
Cook,
unravel it in my brain.
Don't. It'll hurt.
break your questions down into shorter, concise questions. That was a multi-part question. So you can ask the question, but ask it in smaller bites.
All right. Mr. Hales, the first time we met, was it in my driveway?
Yes, it was on North Otter Creek Avenue in Otter Creek, Florida.
Did you show up with a piece of machinery you were clueless to know how to work?
No.
Were you
Objection compound.
basically asked to leave because you were making my other neighbor upset because right before that you attacked him online?
No.
And I needed his I needed his help more than I needed his.
Objection. Yeah.
Then I'll end it at I needed him more.
Well, no, you can't end it there.
Okay, I'm sorry, sir. Is that a question?
No.
Yes.
What? How was that a question?
Then my answer is still no.
Okay.
So you weren't asked to go.
No.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay? that's okay. All right, you're right. Oh, wow. Not the best cross-examination I've ever heard.
I gotta find the post on this. But again, you have the post on it.
He is not about to make the court go through that packet again.
5 more minutes. We can do this. Oh, here comes Lynette again.
Page, that's gonna be for testimony.
Rise, motherfucker! Oh, sorry.
Mr. Hales,
Oh, dear.
is this court case about harassment and abuse, or is it more that you're trying to silence my voice here in Otter Creek about you?
How does he think that's going to get answered?
This courtroom and hearing is about a civil protection order for my safety and safety from you and Lynette Preston.
So,
Oh.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it!
Oh, I am enjoying this scene.
Get on with it!
Get on with it.
I have a video here, Your Honor, stating that this is not about harassment and everything else he says. It's about to bankrupt us. And this is him saying it right to the video. It's got nothing to do with it. Yo, okay, wait.
I'm so confused.
So I don't
That's him
have-
stopping because someone's handing him a note.
Yeah, I don't even know how to make fun of this. It's so weird. I don't have any comment. This is too weird for me to make any comments about. I don't know what's happening, people.
Looking at cross-examination, would you forget that you're allowed to ask leading questions and that almost every question you should phrase should be able to be answered yes or no?
Dude, that is so far above his pay grade.
I'm aware, but what I don't understand is why Jeremy's lawyer is not continually objecting and saying out of scope of cross.
Because they want to go home, probably.
No, well, I mean, some people in chat were saying that they want everything on the record. I get that, but at the same time...
Oh, dear.
Ow.
Oh, my Lord.
This is the lawyer equivalent of nails on a chalkboard.
Basically what John seems to be saying is,
I am filled with scotch and bitterness and impure thoughts.
a copy of the video in order to submit that into evidence. I appreciate that you were in Florida and we are in Ohio. The court has allowed you to participate in this hearing via Zoom, but the rules of evidence don't change. If I don't have a copy of the video here, then I will not allow it as presentation of evidence.
We were told by the clerk of courts that we were not even allowed to send in videos or information. It wasn't until 2 days.
I wasn't there, but that just doesn't sound right. I'm gonna use a phrase that a legal term of art. That's horseshit.
I cannot imagine a single situation where a court says, no, you cannot provide audiovisual evidence provided you get it to us on a CD or a zip drive.
You're not allowed to submit evidence because
you are not a nice person.
That's what I think. No, in no realm of existence are they just going to say you can't submit evidence.
Nope.
I'm detecting perhaps a little bit of a miscommunication. just saying.
You think?
Yeah.
After we talked to that person, that somebody else came on and told us who that we could do it.
Now.
And we only had a chance to overnight those packages to you and not pull up the videos. So we were actually lied to by the one person in the clerk of court.
Don't be calling
The clerk of courts is not the magistrate.
Don't look. Rule number one: just don't lie about the clerks. Don't lie about the judges' clerks. They don't like that. Honest to God, I am not making this up for effect or whatnot, but literally, day one of my law school career, day one, we walked into the building, we walked into the office, we checked in, we got our schedules, then they marched us into the moot courtroom, the auditorium, they sat us down. The dean gave his brief little, hi, welcome to law school. First speaker, the first words out of the first speaker's mouth was, the clerk can make or break you. You do not mistreat court clerks. That was literally the first two sentences that the first speaker spoke on day one of law school. Judges don't like that. Anything to add?
We have to take it one step further because in addition to the clerks of the courts, we also have registrars, which are sort of pseudo judges. They hear matters and they may just be the registrar. If you're unlucky, maybe the one you're talking to behind the desk, but they still decide various things. And no, you do not piss them off. You do everything you can not to piss them off. You make sure that you are deliberately nice to them. You may even go so far as to send them a fruit basket at Christmas. But you don't say that they lied to you.
Yeah.
Ever. Even if they are wrong and there is a mistake, you do not say that they lied to you.
Yeah, even if they did lie to you, you don't say they did.
Yeah.
And if they did lie to you, it's probably because you did something to really make them hate you.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know who you spoke with, so we will proceed. I will not allow presentation of anything that is not currently within the possession of the court.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
Beta!
Hello?
Do you have any other questions on cross-examination?
Don't
for Mr.
encourage him,
Hales?
Judge.
I'm looking here.
He didn't ask about the thousands of pages of documents. That was his one chance to crush Jeremy's credibility. If Jeremy couldn't prove that he had literally...
No, the other stuff is going to...
He's talking.
Be in the last thing where I'll show everything. Wait, let me make sure nothing's here. Oh, Mr. Hales. Did you say online that you wanted my child removed and given to you so you and Mark could
Objection,
adopt her?
relevancy.
No.
Okay.
Oh, Jeremy, wait for your lawyer to object.
Does that conclude your cross-examination, sir?
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
There you go.
Mr. Heller? Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, unnecessary.
Nope, that
there
concludes
was.
your...
Nope.
Nope, you
Nope.
said that concluded your questioning, so you're
Okay.
done.
Nope. Shut up.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
And Mr. Heller, are you calling any witnesses?
One final witness, Your Honor.
Okay.
He's calling George next to go head to head with Mouth himself.
Oh, nice. That'll be our part 2, I guess. That wraps us up for today. Oh, thank God we got through this. Honestly, this was weirder than Lynette's, to the point where I didn't know what to say about a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Other than just go, huh? I didn't feel particularly articulate today. I was mystified.
The problem that I have with this is that all this is it's a case example of why you should always get a lawyer. That's what it boils down to. He didn't know what questions to ask. He's being held to the same standard as any other self-represented litigant or well, effectively a witness, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, and then admitting to stalking, threatening, and brandishing a firearm all within the first 6 minutes. Of course.
Yeah, well, there is that.
And the signs. Yeah, that's not a
It's
good way
literally
to-
shut the fuck up Friday, and he could not, for the life of him, keep his mouth shut.
Yeah, Lynette's was more annoying, just because, I mean, she seems to be the smarter of the two.
I wasn't going to say it, but yes.
But she's shouty and aggressive, and she definitely is more annoying than John. But John is just like,
she's the dumbass that thinks she's the smartest in the room. He's the dumbass that knows he's not, but has to try anyway.
Is it weird to say I kind of feel bad for John?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know how to I really don't know how to articulate this. Pity is it's not really pity, but it sort of seems like saying anything against him is sort of like stealing lunch
from a baby.
Yeah, like lunch from the slow kid. You know, it's just like, yeah, I can do it, but
I'm not gonna feel good about it.
Yeah. That was weird. And speaking of lunches, I have a really sneaky suspicion that George is just going to eat his lunch when it comes down to it.
I don't think George wants anything to do with his lunch.
Wow. Well, that'll be interesting next time around. Can't wait to see what that's all about. But wow, because what we'll get George being called as a witness and cross-examined, and then I suppose we'll get John giving his own testimony. George is Jeremy's partner. Boosh. That's her middle name. That's the name she goes by. She goes by her middle name. Yeah, wow, it's like a hotel meal. Like where you go like to a hotel and you go, oh, it's a fancy hotel, and you go to the fancy hotel restaurant and the food is just like bland because they have to make their food literally likable to everybody. So I mean, it's just like you go, all right, that happened. I don't know what happened, but it happened.
But it was unsatisfying. I'd probably liken it to airplane food more.
Yeah.
Like the sustenance is there. You got what you needed to out of it, but you didn't necessarily enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yep, I get it.
Kind of like my ex. Never mind. We won't go there.
Nope.
All right. Well, we do have the final two presentations in the Fort Cook. Really bring the Fort. Where's Fort Cook? Oh, that's not Fort Cook. We have. Oh, did I just do? I did. Me do bad thing. Me shut down window. Nope, I did not.
John's testimony gets interesting. Is that purely just because he blurts out a whole bunch of randoms? No spoilers.
No spoilers. Spoiling. All right.
Speaking of which, remind me to send you that video, the one of the adult version of Dora the Explorer.
This is a literal fort of tortoise. This is literally a tortoise fort. He's hiding in the fort of Tortai. And this is my favorite one. I like this one. This army of attack tortoises. I like that. That's good.
And before you ask, yes, I'm proud of myself.
That's good. I do like that one. That's my favorite one. Sort of looks like the old dude in the Sean Connery Raiders of the Lost Ark that was protecting the Holy Grail.
4 toys. I like that.
It's the Fortis. Okay. Oh dear. Yeah, so a couple of things here before we shut down. We've got over 1,000 people here and 800 likes. Just 200 if you get down there and hit that like button. And whoever hasn't subscribed, just do it. And make sure you subscribe to Aussie Overlord. He's going to grift himself here in just a minute before we shut this down. When we shut it down, we're going to go over to, against my better judgment, over to Nick Starro's stream. We'll all rate him over there. But one thing we did is I asked you what the $300 reward punishment tier should be. We didn't even come close to unlocking Doggo Camp today, so it doesn't really matter. But some of your suggestions I'll take into consideration, because the $100 shots that unleashes the emotional support potato dog pig cam thing, and then the 200 mark is the really, really bad Korean whiskey. What have you all said should happen for the 300? What do we got here? No, feet conjugal visit with Taylor business.
Oh jeez.
No, talking vocal fry voice. I can't do that. That just takes too much out of me. I learned reward punishment should be the ability to demand 3 shots of booze a month of your own choice. That's too complicated, Mr. K. Legal representation in case of maritime bridge accident. For $300 per month, the member gets to select a member of the chat. See, this was like for the per stream thing. Jeff eats Yoda. Awkward.
I'm sure there was a type on there meant to say yogurt.
Yeah, so genuinely, every one of those was unhelpful by anyone that submitted an answer. All right, and our like and subscribe poll. Our conjugal visit. JKD Buck, no. All right, our like and subscribe poll for today, and this is your last chance because we're going to shut it down here. Who has done the better job in court? Lynette, 3%. John, 6%. And 91% of you said the tortoises do the better job in court.
Yep.
That's the end of the poll. Tomorrow we'll pick up where we left off and we'll do the last part. We'll do part 2. Then Thursday will be our retro trial of what's his face, Hartung, Donald Hartung, in the witchcraft ritual killing of his alleged killing of his 2 half brothers and his mother. We've done 2 parts and we have yet to see any witchcraftery or ritualistic killing, but hopefully we'll get there because that's how it was advertised. So it better be there. The tortoises know how to shut the F up.
This
Right.
is true.
What does better job mean, though? Shouldn't it be who made you laugh more? Well, in that case, it was definitely Lynette. Lynette was definitely made us laugh more. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do the part 2. We'll get that done with, and next Thursday we'll do this. And Friday, I have no idea what we're gonna do Friday yet. Hayden,
Yes.
drift away.
Aussie Overlord, guys. Law, News, and Laughter on YouTube, apparently Twitch, because I somehow managed to stream there today. Rumble, and follow me on X. I am occasionally witty. All you mother can just do what you need to. Okay, that was poorly planned. But yeah, guys, Law, News, and Laughter, where I cover the legal news stories where you don't usually hear about them. Unfortunately, some of them can be quite horrifying. For example, the police sniper that unfortunately took out a 2-year-old girl because he wasn't paying attention to his job. We looked at that last week. Pretty much, if you want some laughter, if you want a roller coaster of emotions, I'm your guy. I'm going to put it in the chat. Literally, all you have to do is click the link. It will open up a new thing and say, do you wish to subscribe? Answer is yes. Okay? I've still not taught Jeff how to do that.
I was just gonna yell at you about that, but you now you're just doing it on purpose.
Yes.
All right. And our last 2 questions I had starred was Boosh, legal vices is it possible clerks in Florida get wind of John saying Ohio clerks lied, and would they not like it? Yes, they would definitely would not like it. And I mean, they're not just going to come out and like lose documents or not let them do filings, but you know, hearings can be scheduled for awkward days and awkward times. You know, that certain people may not be available. Certain documents may take a little longer than you'd like to process.
Might take a while for something to come out of archive. It might, you know, certain paperwork that needs to be drawn up by the court might take a while longer. It might be something that pushes something beyond a filing date. It can make your life a living hell.
Yeah. Mr. K, police sniper shot a child, and if you want some laughter, come on over. Exactly.
To be fair, I said news articles that deserve more attention.
Divens Moore, legal tortoises. Yes, if they want to bring civil suits, it should definitely be under a tortoise theory of liability. And that's what I'm saying. All right, everybody, it's time to go. We're going to shut this down. Hopefully today has been a good foundation for part 2 tomorrow. Mods, thank you so much for being here. The more than 1,000 people that were watching this, thank you all for being here. If you're on replay, hit the like and subscribe as well. And good to see everybody here in chat. MG Law, good to have you here. Your comments are muchly appreciated. Everyone else in chat also, thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the super chats, the monthly membership chats, the new memberships, etc. And thank you, Aussie Overlord, for being here today.
Always a pleasure, mate.
Same bat time, same bat channel. Let's go see Nick and say hi. And we'll leave it at that. Bye, everybody.